Hello everybody, good morning and welcome to today's live streaming. I remain your host Ozobudusodomdochukwu, and we will be discussing very interesting topic: prisoners' rights in Nigeria. So when you hear prisoners' rights in Nigeria, what comes to your mind? You're probably thinking, how will an accused person have rights? Or how will somebody who is convicted of an offense have rights in Nigeria? Even citizens that are free, their rights are still limited. But yes, prisoners have rights because they are human. The fact that they are incarcerated does not mean they don't have rights. So who is a prisoner? A prisoner is someone who is kept in a particular place for a particular reason. But there will be an element of restriction of movement. And being a prisoner is the only place in the Constitution where it is allowed for a person's right to movement and liberty to be taken away by the state. So you can be a prisoner if you're in police cell, if you're in DSS, EFCC, whichever establishment that is authorized to arrest you, or you're in the correctional facility, then that person automatically becomes or can be referred to as a prisoner. And the fact that the person is a prisoner doesn't mean that they don't have rights. There are laws that are provided for the protection of prisoners' rights. Nigeria is a democratic state. In our constitution, we have the fundamental human rights of everybody. And in as much as right to liberty is taken away, does not mean that right to life should not be respected. Right to dignity of person should equally be respected. Same goes with every other right. Owning a property. I can be in prison and nobody stops me from owning properties outside Nigeria or in Nigeria. I am in prison and now it is called correctional facilities. So it's just for me to pay retribution for a crime, not for me to be treated like I am not human. Like I said, the Constitution, which is the basic law in Nigeria, provides for the protection of the rights of prisoners. Then we equally have the International Convention on Civil and Political Rights. We have the African Charter on Human and People's Rights. These laws, these charters protect prisoners' rights. So we have the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. Tell us that all persons deprived of their liberty, remember, they are just deprived of their liberty, they shall be treated with humanity and with respect for the inherent dignity of their human persons. So we know the normal practice in our police stations and the prison, where prisoners are treated like they are not humans. And the dilapidated state of our correctional facilities and our cell. Come to think of a prisoner who is a female, how will she cope in this circumstance? Normally, women are prone to menstruation. A woman in the prison, in the correctional facility, a woman in detention, how will she take care of herself? Her health, her right to health is threatened by her being in prison, and it shouldn't be so. At all, it shouldn't be so. So there's actually a need for there to be decongestion of the prison, because most of our prison contains like ×3 of the number of persons they are supposed to contain. Need for us to pay key attention to petty offenses. I hawk, you arrest me, you put me into detention, and then I am open to all manner of right abuses because I am in detention. Developed world are already looking at alternative ways of handling these things. And that is what we should start looking at in Nigeria, because we have our prisons congested. We have rights to health of prisoners very vulnerable, like they are very vulnerable at this state, and there is need for us to look at all these things. There's need for the criminalization of petty offenses, so that we will not even throw somebody into prison for hawking, for cry out loud, for hawking. And there's no need for that. Let's find alternative way of making people pay for their crimes, or alternative way of reforming their minds, so that when they leave, after that duration where their rights to liberty have been restricted, they can still be able to come into the society and relate with everybody without feeling a certain kind of way. Are we even going to look at discrimination? Because anybody that lives in the correctional facilities and the person is out, people tend to start discriminating against them, and that is an infringement on their rights. So, fellow citizens of Nigeria, there is need for us to decriminalize petty offenses. There's need for the decongestion of prisons. There's need for us to pay attention to the right to health of prisoners. There is need for us to respect the right to life of prisoners, because we hear cases of people dying in incarceration. If they are taken good care of, things like this shouldn't even be heard of. The fact that they are in prison does not mean they don't have basic human rights. So it is a call for us to respect the human rights of prisoners in Nigeria, and then respect the laws providing for these human rights. And everybody will live free. No violation of human rights. Everybody will feel respected. On the other hand, lawyers a lot have been doing a whole lot to ensure that prisoners' rights is respected, especially relating to the criminalization of petty offenses, so that our prisons or correctional facilities can be decongested. Yes, so Lawyers Alert, in partnership with OSIWA, have been carrying out media awareness, have been paying advocacy visits to key stakeholders. Equally, Lawyers Alert have been monitoring petty offenses, violations relating to petty offenses, so that we can have data towards engaging stakeholders for them to see the need for the decriminalization of petty offenses. Lawyers Alert is an organization. You too can be part of it. Either you reach out to Lawyers Alert, or you can carry on this advocacy from your own part. Prisoners actually have rights, and we need to respect it. Thank you very much for coming to our live streaming. I hope you've learned a thing or two. If you want to know more about prisoners' rights in Nigeria, you can go on and read up the laws I've mentioned on this live streaming. Thank you very much. We'll have you same time next week.